Alright, welcome back to WMMA now with your host Chuck Stevenson coming at you with a RIZIN fight review. So we're going to Saitama Super Arena. For SuperRizin 4, we're going to the Super Atomweight division. Moeri Suda coming in at 13-6, taking on NOEL coming in at 2-1. Bit of a mismatch on paper, and we'll get to that in a second, but it was still going to be an interesting fight because, like, for Moeri Suda, she's like 20-21. Already, at this point, 19 fights into her career, had never fought anyone younger than her before. And so Noel's it, because she's like 17 right now. But Noel comes from a good gym at AACC, trains with some really good training partners like Ayaka Masaki, and looks pretty promising for a fighter her age. So was still going to be an interesting fight, I thought. So let's get into it. First round starts, 1-2 landed for Noel. Suda punched into a clinch in the corner, landed a trip takedown straight into mount. Two fighters rolled. Noel stood up, still holding on to Suda because Suda had closed guard. Noel stood up, picked up Suda with her, but they quickly returned to the ground. Noel kind of just setting her back down almost. From there, Suda set up the triangle choke, locked it in. Noel survived though. Suda alternated between attacking an arm, going for like a triangle arm bar or another submission while still holding on the triangle, but also alternated between that and throwing elbows to Noel's head. Noel started landing some hammer fists. You could tell it kind of bothered Suda's eye a little bit, but Suda just kept readjusting, trying to tighten the triangle. But Noel seemed safe, and the round ended with Noel in Moeri Suda's triangle for about 4.5 minutes, roughly. Second round, both ladies started off with some flurries. Noel left cross, landed flush. Suda clinched in the corner. She threw a couple of knees. There was a short break in the clinch, but Suda went straight back into it. Then another break in the clinch. Noel landed a nice right hand. From there, Suda went straight back into the clinch, wanted to grapple, landed a nice outside trip takedown, straight to side control. And from there, Suda tried to force an Americana on the right arm of Noel because she was on the left side inside control. But Noel, flexible, also kept bringing her legs up and over, trying to break Suda off of her. From there, Noel rolled over onto her stomach or onto all fours. Suda straight up hopped onto her back, started landing some punches from back control, managed to flatten out Noel. From there, Suda found a loose arm of Noel, jumped on it, grabbed it, stretched the arm bar, and it was a nasty looking arm bar. You'll see in the picture, forcing the tap. So your winner, Moeri Suda, via submission due to armbar, 3 minutes, 52 seconds of the second round. Like I said at the start, mismatch on paper here, but the fight lasted longer than I expected. I thought Suda might take her out in the first round, but Noel survived, did really well surviving in that triangle in the first round. Made it, over halfway into the second round. This was the 8th armbar finish for Moeri Suda in 20 fights. She is almost tied with Ronda Rousey. Rousey finished her career with 9 wins by armbar. Suda's almost tied with her at 8. So she is an absolute armbar machine. Now, Noel did land a couple of good punches. One thing I noticed, Suda, in the striking exchanges, tends to leave her chin open. So that's definitely something she's going to want to look out for and keep her chin tucked a little better, because when she starts throwing the hands, she kind of leaves her chin out there. And Noel landed a good couple flush punches. Weren't enough to really hurt her, but you definitely noticed it. So, is Suda next for a super atomweight title shot in RIZIN? We'll see. I mean, right now, she is definitely the clear-cut contender, I would say, considering how little RIZIN has done with their super atomweight division. Suda is 2-0 right now in RIZIN. She last fought for RIZIN back in 2022 down in Okinawa. But if they want to stay in Japan, or if they want a Japanese contender, right now Suda is the obvious choice. Let's talk things to work on here. So for Moeri Suda, one thing I noticed she didn't really try to do was to bring NOEL's arm that was trapped in the triangle. She didn't really grab it and try to bring it across. That when you do that, that actually helps cut off the air even more in the triangle, but she wasn't doing that as much. I'd like to see her do that next time she gets into that triangle position. Take that arm that's already trapped in a triangle, bring it across the face of your opponent. And so then, not only are you working on their neck with the triangle, you're then somewhat blocking the nose and mouth, which makes it even harder for your opponent to breathe. For NOEL, when she lifted Suda up, and Suda had the closed guard on her, and NOEL basically stood, bringing Suda up with her, you really have two options from there, two best options. You can either slam your opponent back to the ground, which might break which should work to break the closed guard and open it up to allow you to pass, or you start shaking them off. Take them to the corner, start shaking them off. Those are your two best options. So what she did was to just kind of like bring Suda back down to the ground, and it wasn't long after that that Suda opened up her guard and brought in the triangle. So yeah, don't just set them back down. Shake them off or slam them. Now for fights to make for NOEL, little Narita is her full name. She'll go back to Shudo, where RIZIN brought her up from, and they'll probably find, someone on her level to match her up with. For Moeri Suda, I can say that I know she has a fight booked for Deep in September. I'm not right now at liberty to say. I will wait for Deep to make that announcement. I know who the opponent is. The opponent told me, but I will keep my mouth shut until Deep makes the announcement. That's for them. But the winner of that fight will most likely be the next challenger for Seika Izawa's RIZIN Super Atomweight title. There you have it. Moeri Suda defeated NOEL via armbar in the second round at SuperRizin 4. The fight is available to watch on RIZIN.tv. Let me know your thoughts on it. Hit that like button. And thanks for watching WMMA Now, the best, most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.